Yo, welcome back. Welcome back. I know you missed us, right?
Hey, I missed you guys. What's up? Game. What's happening, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing all right. Been in 2 weeks since Merc joined us, so I hope you had a good 2 weeks off.
I did, man. You know what? I wasn't slacking, man. I had some personal stuff that I needed to attend to. And also, you know, I tried to give it a little time for the sports and stuff to build up, to get a big backlog of things for us to talk through, man. So I'm definitely excited to be on here, man. You know, of course, I missed you, man. I miss seeing your face.
Yeah, I know, man. My brother from another mother.
Brother from another mother.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Brother, big day today, man. I think everything was waiting for the Rodgers piece to fall in. And then things started wheeling after ARodg agreed to his deal with the Packers, man. Like,
wow.
This big deal because there were a lot of teams waiting on this dude.
Indeed. You know, it's funny, man. The Rodgers deal, I remember talking to you about it, and you and I had a side bet on. I didn't think Rodgers was coming back. I was like, man, there's no way he's going back to Green Bay. Why not go to San Francisco? And you had it all along. You had a call. You were like, nah, he's going back to Green Bay, bro. There's no way he's leaving. And lo and behold,
money.
It was the dude. $200 million for how many years? Was it 4 or 5?
4.
4 years, bro. And how old is he? 38, 39, 40?
38. 153 guaranteed. Guaranteed 150 million.
Does that mean that my Cowboys got Dak at a deal? Did we get him on a steal?
They may have. You know, when all shakes out, that 75 million may have been a bargain last year. I mean, he and Rodgers had the same number of playoff wins the last couple of years.
You know what?
Which is 0.
You're saying that made my day. I was down in the dumps. That actually made my day. I appreciate you saying that.
I was down in the dumps.
I was down in
not
the
no more.
So how many more playoff wins? Because technically at this point, Rodgers is a regular season quarterback. Let's be honest, right?
Yes,
you know,
I would agree with that.
So does that get him an extra playoff win? Because they have a lot of needs on the team that they need to fill too, right?
God.
I mean,
I would guess, man, but they got to lock that. Like, Green Bay had to lock that dude up. Like, they had no choice. There was nobody else.
Right. Good point.
He is Green Bay. Like, there was no way they were going to let that dude go play for somebody else.
You know, that, and on top of that, I mean, here's the thing about it. Thinking about that, Rodgers is Green Bay. I agree with that. He's going to get a statue. Brett Favre should have a statue if he doesn't already have one. But I'm sitting here looking at it like, okay, you sign Rodgers to this exorbitant deal. I know the cap goes up next year, but then what pieces can you put around this guy to actually get over the hump at this point? Because now he can't get over the hump. You tagged Devontae Adams, so he's getting paid $20-some-odd million for 1 year.
Is that what the tag is for receivers now?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah.
It's got to be high up there.
Because don't they slot you at the top 5 of your position or something like that?
I think that's how it's something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and Amari Cooper's getting 20. So I don't know if he's top 5, but you get where I'm going. So
not for much longer. He's not getting 20.
Well, yeah, I got the jersey in the closet. I'm not even going. Never mind. I'm gonna put that next to the Cole Beasley, the Jason Witten.
Measley wants a new contract too. Measley wants one from Buffalo. So,
well, Buffalo.
I don't know, man. It's a big. He had to go Green Bay, which then immediately Russ. You know, they obviously had the deals on the table for Russ, and then as soon as Rodgers announced he was re-signing, boom, you know, the wheels started going. And then next thing you know, there's a deal for Russ in Denver, which that kind of made me a little bit down because I wanted Russ in Pittsburgh. I thought that was the veteran quarterback that we should have gone after.
Right.
The Steelers, I say we, but the Steelers should have gone after.
Right.
But they didn't. So.
Well, let me ask you this. Do you think that Seattle, okay, in the Russ Denver trade, who do you think won that trade, and did Seattle give up too much? Or did they get too little in return?
No, Denver won the trade.
By far, I agree with that. I think so.
Going away. I mean, Drew Lock is now a Seahawk.
Wow.
I mean, you better have 10 first-round picks, all your second-round picks, and everything else if you're going to take Drew Lock.
Well, dude, I mean, even outside of Drew Lock, you get Drew Lock, you get Noah Fant. I think Denver got back a 4th-round pick in return, even though they gave up 2 firsts and a couple seconds.
Was Fant in the deal?
Yeah, Noah Fant was in the deal.
Okay, Fant was in the deal. Okay.
I mean, that's cool, right? But the thing about it is, I'm sitting there thinking, okay, clearly this was a move where Pete Carroll thought that he could still compete, and I'm like, you can't compete with Wilson. How are you still going to compete with Drew Lock? So at what point do you just say, hey man, we're in rebuild, but Pete Carroll's too old for that? Like, he's not going to do that.
He'll never admit it, but
yeah,
they can't be serious with Drew Lock as the quarterback, which has been my whole thing with the Steelers. Why I don't think Mason Rudolph is going to be a quarterback, because you can't be serious about competing if Mason Rudolph is your quarterback.
Well,
now, if you bridging a guy, Minshew, I've been on the Trubisky train. I think he'd be a good bridge.
Right.
More so, I don't think the Eagles are giving up Hurts. Jameis maybe because of his arm strength and the fact that he's a veteran. He's been 6 years or 5-6 years in the league. He started for 2 teams. He's put up numbers. You've seen his numbers. He just has some dumb stuff. But
I
think if he came to Pittsburgh, I think we could clean that up.
Right.
Almost like New Orleans was kind of doing with him last year until he got hurt.
Right. Well, and that's the thing about it. I think I like your theory, because I know you've been, beating the horn on Trubisky. And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, okay, you almost
how
have
far
to.
we sunk.
Well, well, it's hard. Hey, you got a Hall of Famer that you got to replace. But I mean, seriously, would you have to bend your scheme to fit Mitchell, or can he learn the scheme? Especially since he's technically a bridge guy, he's not the long-term answer, right?
Man, see, I don't know what Pittsburgh's scheme is. We've had a trash quarterback the last 2 years. I mean, Ben not trash, but I mean, he can't throw. He couldn't throw anymore.
He's good.
So I don't even know what our scheme is.
Right.
I have no idea what the Steelers' scheme is. They don't have good linemen. They don't have great receivers. They had a weak arm quarterback and they had a decent running back. So I really have no idea. So it's like, what quarterback could run his system? I don't know what his system is. He doesn't know.
And that's the part. And without that answer, how do you go forward? Like, even in the draft, they keep saying Kenny Pickett, which is the Pittsburgh hometown guy.
I mean,
hands only a little bit bigger than mine, and like by half an inch, right?
Yeah.
And he's like a foot taller than me,
And he's like a 5th-year senior. So why did it take him 5 years to pop?
Yeah, dude. I'm just not with it. Maybe Malik Willis kind of slides. He looked pretty good at the combine. So maybe he slides a little bit.
I mean, he's going to be – somebody's going to get a steal with him. Now, if he's available at 20, I think we should take him and then, sign the bridge guy and give him a year or two, in a system going forward. Now, unless what you just texted me a minute ago, the Deshaun thing.
Yeah, man.
Now, that goes down, all bets are off. Like,
dude,
everybody is available for that trade except for Najee and TJ Watt.
Oh, indeed. Indeed.
Everybody else, even Minka, I hate to say it, but if that's what it takes to get Deshaun Watson and he's going to play, that's the guy.
And you're more apt in today's league. You're more apt to find a DB that can, I guess is he all pro? He's just I don't know, maybe a Pro Bowl DB. You can replace that. You can find that.
Yeah.
But as far as a franchise quarterback,
not the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, no. So so that's.
I don't know what Deshaun's salary is, but it's not $50 million. So you're already getting a deal.
You're getting a steal, and not only. Well, here's the thing: if the trade, I'm curious on when the trade actually does go down. I only saw one source actually tweet that. However, I think Friday, I want to say it goes before the grand jury Friday to see if they're going to move forward with the allegations. Now, if it doesn't go to criminal court and it's just a civil thing, then you're still you're good. It's going to be some bad press, but you're still good. You can play. So
definitely going to be bad press.
Yeah, for sure. Man. But hey, man, winning erases a lot of things, and then, unfortunately in regards to that, but winning does change a lot of things. So I'm looking forward to that, man.
Man, there's a lot of dominoes about to start falling, because I think the league year, this league year ends like in a week, and then the new one starts or something like that. But man, there's going to be a lot of dominoes start falling. I know the Steelers have been in deep talks with several interior linemen, like the Buck center Jensen.
Really? Okay.
The guard for somebody, one of these Pro Bowl guards for somebody, I can't remember who.
Mm-hmm.
But if we can sign Jensen, but I read where he's going to be wanting like 15 per. And I'm like, I don't know about that. There's a lot of good interior linemen in the draft this year.
Yes, indeed.
So I think we can get some linemen in the draft, and then move Kendrick Green to guard, which his natural position anyway.
Right.
And that will shore up a lot, I think, shoring up the center position and, the two guards. And then we can go from there. But we got to have the trigger man. It doesn't mean anything if Brock Osweiler is your quarterback. You know what I mean?
Gosh.
Like,
right. Well, and I think free agency starts on the 13th. So free agency starts on the 13th. Right. So it's gonna be interesting. Shit, man. Hey, y'all might want to holler at Dallas, man. We getting rid of everybody. Everybody
cleaning out. Everybody up.
You can
make me an offer. Jared's like, make me an offer.
Dude, well, and that's the thing about it, man. Now is Jerry's kind of like, man, I just want to win. Steven, take it away. Yeah. And Steven is just like, man, he's getting rid of everybody. I mean, I think I was surprised that, hate to talk about the Cowboys, but I will. But we franchise tag. About. Yeah, well, we franchise tag Schultz, and I think you might have. I want to say you called that, or you mentioned that might happen. I wasn't sure, but it made sense hindsight because I'm like, man, Jarwin. We found the injury update on him, and I looked at I was watching the combine, and I saw the tight ends that were available, and I wasn't sold on any of them. Like, it was a couple guys that looked solid, but I'm like, okay, Schultz is not the best blocking tight end. That's what we need. But you can draft one, 6-7 rounds.
Especially with the Jarwin up in the air with his health. Like, you don't know what you're going to get out of that guy. But I thought Schultz really popped, towards the end of last year.
Well, he had 800 yards receiving.
Yeah. With the way the Cowboys offense was downtrending towards the end of the season there, I thought Schultz was – he earned himself the franchise tender. That was more than he was making last year, I bet.
Well, indeed, because I think with the tag, he's getting 10.2, and I think they're trying to work out a long-term deal so we can slot him in. Hopefully, we can get him around 7 or 8, maybe cheaper than that. Which is good, man. So Cooper's going. We're not going to trade for him. Nobody wants to trade for that contract. Tank, they offered him to restructure. Here's the thing: Tank is going to leave. He's not going to restructure his deal. We're going to cut him, save $13 million in cap, maybe. Had the dead cap money. He's going to go to a different team like DeMarcus Ware did, probably win and find a way to stay healthy because he can't do that with us. And, now we're stuck with – because Zeke is killing us, man. But we can't get rid of him until, like, next year.
That dude's killing you on the field and in the salary cap.
But, see, I think they're going to make him run next year, bro. They're going to make him run because we're doing that receiver by committee thing that we did a few seasons ago where we had Allen Hurns, and a bunch of other scrubs. But now we have CeeDee Lamb. Michael Gallup got the extension. Noah Brown. Cedric Wilson, believe it or not, is out. He won't be in our price range. Like, people are really, like, trying to get this guy.
Gallup's coming off ACL, so who knows when he'll be 100%.
Right. He won't be fully healthy.
Suddenly, the Cowboys receiving core is with you cut Amari, Gallup's hurt. You never know about CD. Cedric Wilson, now you said it's going to be 2. Suddenly you're looking around like,
who we
man, this was a strength the last couple of years. Now we're down 3.
We're down 3 with an old running back and a porous offensive line. So now
when they're healthy, they're good. They're just never healthy anymore.
They're not healthy, bro. When Travis Frederick retired, it was over, bro. Yeah. He was the leader. So Tyron Smith can't stay healthy. Zach Martin, I'm afraid that within the next couple of years, he'll get hurt. Lael Collins can't stay healthy. So, and McGovern, Connor Williams, they hold every play they get. So I'm like, damn. So the offense ain't the strong point. And then on defense, Randy Gregory's 30, had 6 sacks, this year, maybe a couple more than that. And we let Robert Quinn go when he had like 12 sacks, 13 sacks a year. He played for us and then went to the Bears and had like 18.
Man, I never understood why they let Quinn go. They should have paid him.
You should have paid him. So now we got Randy Gregory, who's a drug addict, and you had one good year, and he's up for a deal, won the bag. I'm like, let him go too. So I don't know. I'm venting, bro. I'm sorry, I'm ranting. Go ahead.
That's what the podcast is for. That's what the cast is for.
But I'm so triggered. We need.
When I put the advertisement out there, I said, we're talking Cowboys, man. What the Cowboys going to do now?
I'm concerned, bro.
America's team.
Yeah, I'm concerned, man. And our schedule's going to be tougher next year. And McCarthy, man, they set McCarthy up for failure, bro. After next year, it's over, man. He won't match the
Well,
success.
Peyton's going to take a year off. They'll run it
back.
with McCarthy, and then if Peyton wants to come back, they'll can McCarthy in a snap. I mean, they'll can him easy
And
for Sean Payton.
And not only that, though, the Super Bowl is in AT&T Stadium. I want to say, like, it'll be if we fire McCarthy after next year, Sean Payton gets the year after that, I think the Super Bowl's in Dallas. So he'll get a chance to kind of get his system in place, have a year for that, have some picks with an easy schedule.
Yeah.
Setting it up perfect, bro. Before Jerry kicks the butt.
I got the plan. Don't worry about McCarthy.
Don't worry about him.
Don't worry about him. He's going to be he'll be back in Green Bay maybe.
We'll know what his story is on draft night. If he's not with them, don't worry about him.
You watch, the Broncos are going to hire him as a quarterback's coach, and and Russ will retire.
Yeah, well, y'all can have
don't worry about me.
Y'all can have him. Y'all can have him.
Y'all can have him. Yeah, I was not going to lie though. I was a little bit deflated when that alert came across for Denver getting Russ in that trade, because I was really hoping that's the guy that Steelers were going to make their run at. I knew Rodgers being 38, they weren't going to give him $50 million a year.
Yeah,
they weren't going to give anybody $50 million a year at 38.
Right.
I don't care who it was.
Well,
they're not going to give anybody that kind of money at 38. Pittsburgh won't. Green Bay did. Somebody else might have, but Pittsburgh will not do that.
Well, Rodgers came out today. He came out and tweeted today that he said that contract, those numbers weren't accurate because so I think he took less of a deal than that just to make room to get pieces, which is smart. Yeah. I thought Dak should have done that, but Rodgers has made his money. Dak hadn't yet, so I understand that. But let me ask you this though, bro. The AFC West, bro. You got Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, Patrick Mahomes, and then who else? And Derek Carr. I mean, is that the toughest division in football?
I mean, suddenly Russ is the third best quarterback in the division.
Ooh, you put him at third. Ooh.
I mean, he's not better than Mahomes. Is he past Herbert? He's definitely better than Derek Carr. Don't worry about Derek Carr. But I mean, that's debatable. That's debatable. Because Herbert being 23 or 24 and Russ being 33, 34.
Dang, that's a good point, bro. One.
I probably still take Russ today.
Would you
over Herbert?
Would you really though? Let's think about it.
Man.
If Pittsburgh could pick one, they get either one. Are they really picking Russ?
Probably not, just because of the age factor. Unless you say you'll be in a Super Bowl within 2 years with Russ. You do anything to win a ring. So.
Yeah. Well, hey, Herbert's still
the Rams gave it up all to win the ring, and they did.
Indeed. Well, so did the Lakers. We see what that guy did.
Yeah. I mean, this may be a new trend. Like, teams might be devaluing draft picks now, like the Rams did. The Rams were like, I don't care about draft picks. Give me Von Miller and Matthew Stafford, guys that I've seen play in this league and be productive.
Proven talent. Right.
I don't care about draft picks. Give me this guy and this guy who can help me.
Right.
So,
proven talent.
We'll just proven talent. And I can't stand like this is off subject, but like the Lakers peeling off that trade because they didn't want to give up a draft pick in 7 years to get out of the Westbrook situation.
Bruh.
And it's just like, stop it. Just do it.
Dude, has there been any since you brought up the Lakers, has there been any trade worse than the Westbrook trade in the history of the NBA?
Yes. Was the Seahawks trading Russell Wilson to the Broncos for Drew Lock? That now trumped the Russell Westbrook trade. I mean, Denver ought to be moonwalking up out of there, dude. I mean, they just stole Russell Wilson for
here's the thing.
What, 3 number 1s and 3 number 2s? Okay, so what they do?
Well, here's the thing, bro. So the Commanders, Washington gave them a better deal that included Chase Young, right? But
really? Washington offered Chase Young?
Well, Seattle asked for Chase Young. Seattle asked for him. Okay. Washington thought about it. They thought about it, but ultimately the trade got squashed because they didn't want to trade him in division. I mean, in a conference rather. So that's why they ended up going.
Chase Young's legit, man. So that would be a tough move for me to give up. Although to get Russ, to get Russell Wilson on your squad, I mean, Is Washington one quarterback away from being a contender?
Well,
that's how I try to look at it now, and I'm thinking with this team get this guy, this team get this guy. Are they one player away? Like,
well,
even if Pittsburgh would have gotten Russell Wilson, we're not Russell Wilson away from being a contender. We need Russ and many other pieces, but starting with the quarterback.
But see, you guys are in a tougher division, a tougher conference. If you're Washington and you have Russ in our division, you can make it. You can go on a run, bro. Like, because think about it. Next year, you know what the Packers are going to bring. San Francisco, Trey Lance ain't going to get him back there next year, in my opinion. Now, he could. So who you really beating? Arizona, Murray, that whole thing is in flux because he wants $300 million. So, and Tom Brady's retired. Who you beating?
$300 million. I can't.
The Rams?
I don't understand.
Yeah, he's not getting that, bro. Listen.
He's like in year 3 talking about, I want to get paid. Like, bro, yeah, 2 more years under team control, man. Get out of my
office. Does he still have 2 more years? I thought he was
he just finished his 3rd year.
Oh, dang. Okay,
so he's got the 4th year and the team option for the 5th year.
Yeah, they're gonna bleed that. But see, hold on, bro. If Arizona is smart, if they are smart, you have to forecast who's going to be up in 2 years. What quarterback's deal is going to be up? Because honestly, if you slot Murray in so that got what 175, right? Or was it 175, 160 somewhere?
160 or something like that.
160.
Yeah.
Rodgers probably didn't get 2. So you can say Murray, like, hey man, we'll hit you in at 170, 180. Just go ahead and pay it, bro. Because if you wait, then you're going to end up doing what Dallas had to do for Dak. You're paying more, trying to be cheap. Just go ahead and pay the man, get it over with.
I mean, this is the way we're going now. These quarterbacks are all going to be making 50. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a bit, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, yeah, it's going up quite a bit. And so you're talking about at some point within the next 5 to 10, man, you're going to have $500 million athletes, contracts. Patrick Mahomes will probably get that. So, anyway.
He already done got it. Isn't he like at 400 something?
Oh, yeah. Well, that's a good point. Yeah, he'll see it too. He's going to get that bag, bro. Barring injury, he's going to get that bag.
He'll get it all.
Dang, bro. Dang.
He'll be at 400 guaranteed.
Dude, and they structured it in like a crazy way, bro. It's kind of crazy how they did that.
Yeah,
but
it's wild. I can't read that language.
Yeah, man. So I'm gonna kind of pivot just a little bit. So combine, did you watch any of the combine? Did anybody jump out?
I watched some of the 40s. I didn't watch any of some of those drills the receivers are doing where they're running and catching this way and catching this way. And
yeah.
I watched a few of those drills. I watched several 40s, but that's really about it as far as the combine goes. I'm not a huge combine guy.
I got you.
I don't put a whole lot of stock in it. It's mainly, I think, for guys, fence guys that are trying to work their way into the draft. But like some of these guys at the combine got no business being at the combine. Like,
agreed.
Like, they can play. Like a combine is not gonna say, oh wow, the guy ran the shuttle drill in 27 seconds. Forget all the game film we saw on him. Whatever. Like the Georgia nose tackle that ran the 4.6 40.
Wow. Yeah, man.
I mean, that was legit,
Jordan
but he was
Davis.
already a first-round pick. He was already a lottery pick.
Of course.
Now, doing that didn't do anything other than give people something to talk about, in my opinion. But had he not set foot in the combine or anything like that, he's going to be a lottery pick because he put on the game tape and the dude can play.
Agreed.
No.
I'm a combine nerd, so I watched as much of it as I could.
Yeah.
And I think I messaged you. I talked to you and Charles about this, but looking at it, bro, my analysis of it, kind of the impressions that I got, I wouldn't draft Thibodeau top 3. I don't like his demeanor. I don't like that he didn't mix it up a little bit. He ran a 40. It was slower than they thought it was going to be. And he just looked he didn't pop for me during the games. Now, I'm not going to say I watched every Oregon game, but the games I saw, he didn't really stand out to me like that. I think he's more hype in name. Hutchinson for Michigan, I'll just say it like this. A lot of these guys that are getting this hype to me, I don't know, man. I just didn't see it. Now, Walker, what's his name? Trayvon Walker from Georgia, he popped and he did well at the combine. But if I'm going top 3, bro, I'm going with like Neil from Bama or some other guy. I forgot my man's name, Okamwu or something, some kind of name like that. Yeah, that's a offensive lineman over Hutchinson, who I think is going to be solid. I don't think he's going to be special Thibodeau, I don't think he's going to be special because I don't like. He has to go to the right place. Let me say that rather. But a lot of these guys, man, I'm just like, man, I'm not seeing elite skill set. I think they're trying to hype this draft because they don't have a marquee person, and I think that's going to catch a lot of teams lacking, man. I really do.
It's so weird how last year there were so many headline players, and then this year, you know, if a left tackle is the number one pick, you know, it's a slow. Even though he's legit of the pick, you know, Evan Neal is the truth. I mean, that guy's a man child.
Right, he'll be.
But it's not a sexy pick. There's no cachet to drafting a tackle number one, even though he's the best player. And if the Jags take him, they absolutely need him. There's no question they need him. But, you know, it wasn't really flashy like the last couple of drafts were with, I agree, with some of these headliners coming out of there.
Well, here's the thing, bro. If you're, you in a weak draft, if you have the number one pick and you can't trade back for quality, like if Jacksonville were to trade back, like, hey, man, we're not sold. I think we can get, let's say they wanted Thibodeau, and they're like, I think we can get Thibodeau at 5. Who wants to jump up? Nobody's like, I'm good. I'm not giving up.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Nobody needs a left tackle that bad to move up to number one.
Right.
Like
especially when the draft
Bryce Young or Will Anderson is in the draft this year.
Right. Exactly. I think they're like, hey, man, we'll play the long game. We'll get pieces that we can plug to start. We don't expect to get a superstar here, but we need consistent starters. So, the combine was interesting, bro. It was pretty interesting.
I'm not a Hutchinson guy.
Yeah.
But, you know, maybe he like I texted you the other day, he kind of reminds me of Jared Allen, kind of not very big, but quick and crafty.
Technique guy.
You know, but he got pushed around in that Georgia game, so that kind of soured me a little bit. Like, can this guy dominate at the NFL if Georgia schemed him right out of the game so easily?
And he has short arms, so his reach is not that long.
But maybe he goes to Detroit, hometown kid, and they catch lightning in a bottle. I don't know. I don't think he's anywhere close to Will Anderson.
No.
You know, despite the Heisman rankings. But anyway,
I think he might slide a little bit too, bro. Honestly, I think he'll slide. I think Thibodeau will slide. I think it'll be guys that you didn't be like, oh, this guy jumped. I think those two big names are going to slide. Like I said, Hutchinson has short reach. He's a technique guy. It's kind of like when the Cowboys took Taco Charlton, and he was slow. And they're like, well, we can technique him into being decent. I'm like, bruh, no.
Current
slow.
Steeler, Taco Charlton.
Oh, is he on the Steelers?
Oh, yeah.
Why did you do
that? He's Watts. He's TJ's primary backup.
Also,
whenever TJ comes out, or, you know, whenever TJ gets the blow, they'll taco time, baby.
Taco comes in, gets a couple
Number
snaps.
98.
When are you getting your Taco jersey? Do you have it ordered?
Don't worry about that. He won't be around long enough to make it. They won't make no jerseys of him. In fact, he probably won't be there this year. You know, those guys will just cycle through 1-year deals, or he'll get a camp invite somewhere, or he'll pop up like he did in Miami that year, where next thing you know, you turn on the game and he's playing for the Dolphins, and you're like, wait a second.
When did
he go to the Dolphins? So you start Googling your phone, trying to figure out how your number one pick from 2 years ago is playing for the Dolphins, and you had no idea that he wasn't even on the team anymore.
Hey, look.
I was like, what?
Oh, he's in the Arena Football League now in Orlando. Okay.
I mean, didn't they take him in first round? Didn't the Cowboys win a first round pick?
Yeah, because the fans wanted TJ Watt. We took Taco. Y'all took TJ like 2 picks later, and everybody was pissed off.
Now we got them both.
You got them both, and you still losing. Like we were.
And we still losing by 40 to the Chiefs.
Yeah, with a first rounder. So anyway,
with a first round. Yeah.
So, question: did you happen to see Coach K lose his last game at home at Duke? Any thoughts on that, man?
So this past weekend, took a trip with a buddy down to Baton Rouge, Louisiana.
Okay.
Me and my buddy Mike rode down there for the weekend. He's got family down there, so we crashed with his brother. They live like a mile from the LSU campus. So we took in a LSU softball game Friday. Then we went to the Bama LSU basketball game on Saturday, which was a crappy game if you're a Bama fan. Good if you're an LSU fan. But so we went down there and checked that out and checked out the campus and all that stuff. And man, that was a cool I mean, it's a cool experience going down there for all that. Just kind of being in the mix for all that and checking out, basketball and all that. So that's a pretty nice campus.
Okay. So what do you think about kind of piggybacking off of that SEC tournament coming up? What do you think about that? How you feeling about Bama going into the SEC tournament, man? When that starts,
you just never know with this Bama squad, bro. I don't know how much Bama hoops you've watched this year. I've watched every minute of every game. Mm-hmm. You have no idea what we're getting with this squad. Like,
is it like that?
Literally no clue. We could lose. We could lose the first game in the conference tourney and the big dance. I could see that easy as pie. But then on the flip side, like if we string 4 games in a row together, then we're in the Sweet 16.
Just when you get hot.
But we haven't done that all year, except that early in the year we had several good games in a row. But the last 2 months of the season, they've just been like win one, lose one, win two, lose one, win two, lose two, win one, lose two, lose to the worst team in the league, lose to the second worst team in the league, beat Gonzaga, beat Houston, lose to Memphis, lose to Iona, lose to Davidson. I mean, even though Davidson won their conference, Memphis wound up with 19 wins. So they're not as bad as they were early. Houston's top team, Gonzaga's number 1.
So it's a matchup.
So I can't figure it out. Like I have no idea what to expect Thursday at 7:00 at night when we play either Georgia or I guess Vanderbilt. Whoever wins between Georgia and Vandy is who Bama will get. But I just have no idea. No idea.
So if you were a betting man, who's your early favorite to win the SEC tournament? Would you say who you got?
I think it's going to come down to Kentucky and Auburn.
Kentucky and Auburn.
Auburn's legit. All those top 4 teams are legit, but Kentucky, man, they just they win this tournament all the time. And if the referees are in the mix, they won't have any problems. But
the refs on payroll.
Oh God, Kentucky, man. I don't know. Kentucky's had a guy foul out in 30 games this year.
Hey, look, Coach Kyle, man. He's like, hey, man, he's Italian. He's greasing the palms.
While we were at the LSU Bama game, we were hoping Shaq would be there. His son plays for LSU. So every now and then he pops in to the LSU home game. So we were sitting looking for him, trying to find him, but I guess he wasn't there.
How did Sharif look? Was he good? Was he good?
He didn't play that much. He played
7'4".
I don't know. He transferred from UCLA to LSU this year, and I don't know if it's like a slowly adapting to the offense or what he's doing. But my buddy Mike gets real upset that Sharif doesn't play more.
I was like the tallest dude out there. How you not playing?
Yeah.
He's Shaq's son.
He gets fired up when Sharif doesn't play that much. Not that Sharif's like 25 and 12, but height, athleticism. I mean, he gets upset that Sharif doesn't play more.
Isn't Sharif is he like a senior? Or is he a junior?
I think he was at UCLA 2 years, transferred out here this year. So
man, if I'm Sharif, I'm throwing chairs. I'm like, I'm trying to get to the league, bro.
Yeah,
I'm Shaq's son.
He gonna wind up a G League
overseas
player or overseas. I don't know that he'll go to the NBA and light it up, but I think he'll be a G League player, wind up in overseas playing somewhere.
If you can't crack the LSU roster, you definitely ain't gonna make it to the NBA.
Not at all. And back to your thing about Coach K, it's like so we were down there in Baton Rouge watching this thing on TV and watching them get blown out by North Carolina, and then that ceremony afterwards was just so awkward because they got smoked. And then all those Duke fans were like bawling about losing North Carolina, and I was like, "Oh, you got to be kidding me with this!" And then you could tell Coach K didn't want to be there; he wanted to be watching film. He wanted to be getting ready for practice, getting ready for the tournament. Instead, they made him go sit out in the arena for another 30 or 40 minutes while all these random people were just, blah, blah, blah. And he's just sitting there like, this sucks, man. Like, let me out of here so I can go figure out why we just got blown out at home.
Smoked in my last
to the Tar Heels, man. Got lit up.
Yeah,
but no, they had to do all that thing. I mean, it was like, they had to do something for him. But
I get
they should have done all that before the game or something. and not made them sit around after the game after blowing a big lead and then losing to North Carolina of all teams at home in your final game.
Right.
I don't think he wanted to be sitting out there listening to the school chancellor tell him what a good coach he was. He's like, dude, I was coaching here while you were in high school. Like, get out of here.
Exactly.
Because none of those guys. I mean, he's the oldest one there. So all these these people are talking to him, and he's like, man, you was in high school when I got this job.
Exactly.
Like, get out of here. So it felt so awkward, man. I felt bad for Coach K. I'm not a huge Duke Coach K fan. Don't really care.
Right.
But it was just funny to me watching that whole thing unfold and the fact they lost. It was too funny to me.
Well, I didn't even watch the game. I figured, man, I'm not invested in college basketball. I've caught some games, but around tournament time, because I'm an NBA dude. I'm watching the Cowboys stuff, so I'm starting to lock in now since it's tournament time. But I didn't want to watch that, man, and I was like, I kind of clicked back and forth, and I was like, yeah, this don't like North Carolina. They weren't even North Carolina. I'm like, all right, cool. So
no, they wasn't even.
Yeah, I'm a little shocked by that. I got another question too.
It goes, brother.
I got one more question too. I wanted to ask you about the if you wanted to touch on it, the Brittany Griner situation, man. Her being in Russia, locked up for the cannabis oils.
What are you doing? Like,
it's like it's funny, but it's not. Go say what you're gonna say, bro. Just go ahead.
I mean, if you're gonna try to smuggle hash overseas, you probably shouldn't do it leaving the country that's in the middle of a war. There might be heightened security if you're trying to slip through an airport with a country that's in the middle of a giant war.
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe you just come back to the States and buy some weed. I mean, it's really fine. I mean, it's not worth going to prison for 10 years. In Russia, it's going to be a Russian prison. If they don't extradite her, it's going to be a Russian prison, dude.
Listen, I've seen Locked Up Abroad. I know
that's like some of that Ricky Williams hash, man. Where Ricky was like, I don't care about money or the NFL. I need this burn right here. That's that kind of stuff Brittany was trying to bring back, man. Some of that Ricky hash.
Dude, I'm sitting there. I tweeted this morning. I was like, I tweeted, I'm like, man, I can't wrap my mind around, regardless if you know the laws or whatever foreign country you want to go to, not to take drugs on a plane, no matter where you go.
Right.
Drugs on a plane is usually not a good idea.
You take them before you get on the plane.
Right. Like, you wait till, but if you Jonesing that bad,
yes.
Dude, come on.
Get another flight or holler at your boy in Phoenix and say, hey, on the way back.
Or do what athletes do and get a weed carrier. You're like, hey, my man, hold this.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Like, every town, I got a guy, so I don't carry nothing on the plane.
Like, it ain't mine. That ain't my bag.
I mean, I'm not a pro athlete, but this is this is 101, I thought. Especially leaving a country like Russia in the middle of a war.
Exactly.
Are you crazy?
Here's the thing, bro. Now, call me a conspiracy theorist. I think it was more than just a cannabis oil pen that she got. I think she had some more drugs on her. I'm not gonna lie to you, because I'm like, man. But here's the thing: Russia, it's like illegal to be like LGBT plus Q and all that. So, her being, I think that's like illegal or something like that in Russia. So I'm like, she's like 6'6". She has a very deep voice, and they'll look at her and be like, man, they're trying to figure out because she looks gender fluid. So, they're already kind of targeting you unfairly. Don't give them more with drugs. Why are you taking narcotics on a plane? It makes no sense. So, man, she made.
I saw that story. I was like, oh my god,
she's screwed, bro.
Are you kidding me? Like, what are you doing? Jeez. Yeah. So
she's
screwed, what it is.
Did you see? It's not funny, but did you see that they had the picture? The mugshot.
She looked like she knew she was done. She was holding that sheet of paper up like, I can't believe this is happening to me. Like, help me. It says mother, like Wile E. Coyote on the front. It says mother.
Meet me. You just see it.
I mean, WNBA players don't make the kind of cheese to buy yourself out of Russia. Like LeBron might buy himself out of Russia. They caught him with a little some hash. LeBron might be able to buy himself out of there, but
Brains can sign some shoes and be done. Not Brittany.
Yeah, Brittany G.
Yeah, it's over. Brittany G.
Might be a wrap for her.
Like, dude, did you see what a did you see what a WNBA Supermax was? Did you see that? Like
30 grand.
How much would you expect the Supermax contract in the WNBA to be?
I would think at least 15 or 20 million.
So, no, not even close. Like a WNBA
not per year. I meant like a total value, 5 year, 20 million.
Not even close. A WNBA Supermax is like 200 grand or something like that.
Dang.
So
that's why they all go overseas in the off season and play overseas, because they can make more money.
Right.
And they don't have to sit dormant for.
Yeah. Well, she plays in Russia every off season. So I'm like, dude, you frequent Russia all the time. So they got to be familiar with you. But like you said, when they're invading Ukraine and the United States is cutting off gas and food stamps and everything else over there, it's like, maybe you want to chill. Matter of fact, they said she's been over there since February. It had to be some murmurs going on. I'd have been like, hey, I'm going to cut this basketball short.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a check a different way back in Arizona, So
yeah,
I'm out of
here,
bro.
Bad choice.
Yeah, bad choice, bro. So, and I got to ask one more thing, too. I know I'm jumping around. Hold on. Russell Westbrook not liking the Westbrook Brick nickname, even though Skip gave that to him back in OKC. Now it's offensive to him. Any thoughts on that?
Then he just needs to retire. I mean, everybody's going to call him that now that he came out and said it offends him. So every road game he goes, that's all they're going to call him.
Let me ask you
if he keeps going, 4 for 20 in the games, they're going to be calling that at Staples too.
See, you misspoke. You said if. We know he's going to do that. So the question is there going to be a malice in the palace in the crypto arena? Because Russ is going to run into the stand. Somebody going to say some brick stuff.
Somebody going to say something and he's going to go. And that's going to be it for Russ. And it's not his fault. He never should have been on the Lakers. They never should have put him in that situation because now he's a scapegoat for a bad basketball team. And they're a bad basketball team.
Yeah,
bad coaching, injuries. LeBron 37. He shouldn't have to carry the team.
56, barely winning.
Russ is not. It's not his fault. He never should have been dropped in that on that team.
Well, hey,
no part of his game fits that team
at all. As a matter of fact,
at all.
Didn't you call it that was a bad? I think you might have called that too.
I thought it was.
Right.
Just because of his turnovers and his bad shooting, and that's not the kind of point guard the Lakers need, or guard period. They needed a shooter, but he healed. Hell, even John Wall would have been a better option than Russ.
Played like 2 years.
I know, and he's healthy, and the Rockets are like, no. Don't worry about playing.
Hey, go get some popcorn.
Yeah, go on. We'll give you $10 million just to not play. I mean, that's like. It's not Russ's fault. He is who he is. Everybody knows it. And the Lakers, Bron wanted him anyway, and they got him. And it was a
Bron going out bad, bro. He going out bad.
Yeah.
Well, I want to part with this, my brother. You were correct on the Brooklyn Nets. I was wrong.
They're playing for next year. They're building a team for next year.
Yeah. I looked at them and I was like, God, dude.
No, they won't be in a mix this year. I think they're getting this squad dimed up for next year. To run next year, because all the COVID stuff hopefully will be out of the way. The vaccination junk, whatever Ben Simmons is going to give you, he'll be back. KD will be healthy going into the next year, but he can't stay healthy for a full season. So
he old now.
When he gets hurt, it's just a matter of when. Can you?
Ben can't carry
I think they're building for next year.
Well, Kyrie might not be back because his contract is up at the end of the season, and they hadn't offered him an extension. So
there's no
man. Trade him.
They should. I don't know what Brooklyn gonna do. Ben Simmons ain't the difference in them in the championship, though.
Not as a number 2 guy. Ben is a number 3, number 4.
Solid defender. But that can't be your number 2. Yeah.
Well, I'm a man. I can admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong.
I've been wrong about a lot of stuff.
I was wrong about this one for sure.
Too many times, and I'm right.
Exactly. So man, it's over. But
all right, man. Well, we're going to wrap this sucker up today. We're going about 45 minutes tonight. So it's good to see you again, my brother.
Likewise, my brother.
Hopefully something goes down the next week, and we'll fire up next Tuesday if we have anything to talk about next week.
Hey, SEC tourney, man. Selection Sunday coming up soon, my brother.
Yeah. So we might have to burn Monday.
Yeah, man.
Because that'll be fresh.
Let's do it then.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks for joining. Peace, my brother.